Well, welcome. Today's webinar is on what is new in Moodle 3.2. And I'm actually looking forward to this one. There's a lot of cool new features. So thanks for joining us today. My name is Dr. Tammy Frame, and I'm the Chief Education Officer of eClass for Learning. We are recording today's session, and anybody that signed up will receive a copy of the recording. And my contact information will be on the email that I will send you following up to this webinar. Today we're using GoToWebinar as the software for the webinar. There should be an area where you can ask a question. So look for questions. You can click to expand that. And I do encourage and welcome questions. I think it makes the webinar a lot more fun and interactive. And if I don't know the answer, we will look them up and email them out with the follow-up too. And maybe somebody else on the webinar will know the answer and they can put that in the chat too. eClass for Learning provides e-learning solutions, and we do a whole host of solutions for our clients. We do things like e-commerce solutions, we do hosting, we do marketing, training, professional development, course development, and learning management solutions. Okay, I'm going to exit the PowerPoint and we're going to get into our session for today. One of the first things that I wanted to talk about that's new in Moodle 3.2 is there's a new theme available that's part of the core, and it's called Boost. And the Boost theme is responsive, and that means that it automatically detects what kind of device you're on, whether it be a smartphone, a tablet, an iPad, a laptop, and it configures the theme to fit that device and kind of resizes it. The other thing that Boost does is it has some navigation improvements in it. So one of them that you can see right now is some of the basic navigation now goes down the side. So it makes it very easy to jump from course to course. So that's one thing. Also up here has some basic things. Here I'm in a course, and some of my course settings, like edit settings to turn it on, to back up and restore. More things are up here by the gear. Let's go to more once, okay? And now it's kind of got this tabular look to it for helping for some of the course admin settings. Same for the site admin, looks very similar. It also kind of has a tabular look. So it has all the things that we had before, but it's less overwhelming this way. And you can go from tab to tab or search up here for what you're looking at. So it's a little fresher, more updated look for it. They do recommend with Boost that you maybe remove your navigation and admin blocks as they are used elsewhere in Boost. And they even recommend with the look that you may not even want to use blocks, and that will actually work better on mobile devices as mobile learning keeps growing and growing. You'll also see another change with the look is up here, and this is not just Boost, but it's the 3.2. You now have notifications, an icon right up here, and you also have internal messaging with an icon right here with any messages. So again, overall navigation and look is improving in Moodle. Another feature that I am really excited about is the use tours. And use tours, a lot of times you see built-in tours or help in software. Well, now you can create your own. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to demo one, and then I'll show you how you create them. Okay, so we'll go to one of my courses, which I can now jump to pretty easily in the new Boost theme. And from here in the navigation now, they made this easier too. They have all my topics, and I'm going to go to Moodle Quizzes, and we'll turn editing on here, and we'll add a Moodle quiz here. And I have a little bit of a tour to help people when they set up quizzes. So when we click add, hopefully, oh shoot, it didn't start. Okay, it might be because I clicked out of it once before. Let's try, let's back it up a little bit, and let's go to our site admin, and let's go, there's now under appearance, and I'll still demo one, but I'll demo a different one because I already went through this one, so it's set not to show again. Under appearance, what we want to look at is user tours is here at the bottom. So we'll leave here. And these are some that I already have set up. So we did editing a quiz, but I already practiced with that one. Let's do adding a forum or adding a glossary, because I know I haven't done that yet today. Hopefully when we add that, our use tour should show up if that's correct. So let's go back to our course and back this up. Now I will go to my area on the glossary. Here it is. And we'll add a glossary. Okay, so I'm going to add a resource or activity, and I'll go to glossary and add. Now, see this is part of the use tour. It's like built-in help, but you can set up the paths and you can set up the help, which is pretty cool. So in this tour, we're going to guide you through some key features to setting up a glossary. Glossaries enable the organization of definitions and information on any given topic. Next, in general, you can set up the following. And so you can kind of lead them through and highlight different areas and show them what you want to show. So this is pretty cool. And here we go. And then if they want to exit it, they can. Okay. So again, if you want to create one of these, which I think is very cool, it's under the site admin. It's under appearance, and it is under user tours. Okay, and here what you would do is you would create a new tour. Okay, and maybe let's look at one that is already set up and kind of show what it has. So here's the edit, and you're going to name it. You can add a description if you want to. You're going to either put a URL or tell what page you want this. When you're ready for it to be visible, you'll enable it. And then here you tell if you want it to be slightly above or below the actual target. Okay. What you want to happen, like do you still want it to show if it can't find the target? Do you want to backdrop? Let's see. Okay. If you want them to be able to proceed once they click it. Who's going to be able to see it? All. What themes that will work with. Okay. And then we can save the changes. And then when you click on this, it's going to show you the different parts of it. So the first one says welcome, and this has to do with quizzes, and then display in the middle of the page. So here, let's see, a lot of them I've seen have put in CSS, which I don't know, of exactly where, what it is that they want it to highlight, okay? So in this one, they're saying a block anytime that the plugin shows up, then this is going to show up for the quiz. And you might want to check your Moodle documentation as you get into the CSS selector. But this is how usually you would target almost any element on a page. And that's how you create the target. So I think that's a really neat feature that can make a Moodle a lot more usable and a lot more friendly, and also customized to the things that are unique to your site. Okay, the next feature that I wanted to highlight is that you can now import and export competency frameworks. And some of our past webinars that have gotten a lot of interest have had to do with competencies. And to go to that, under Site Admin in 3.1 and above, let's try that again, Site Admin. Where's my Site Admin? All right, we'll go home and try it here. Okay, then under Site Admin here, we would go to, I believe it's under Courses. Oh, no, I just saw it, Competencies. And then Import Competency Framework or Export Competency Framework. And you can drag and drop a CSV file, or you can choose it the old school way, either way. So that's another new feature. Another one in the courses, so if we go here in the course settings, edit settings, you can now set an end date for a course, which is a new feature. So you can enable that and set that there. Okay, there is more options with the media player. And I'll kind of show you what happens on that. There's probably more that you can do than I discovered, but let's say you right-click this. Now you can get this menu, copy video URL, at current time, copy the embed code, loop it, troubleshoot playback in, copy debug information, stats for nerds. So there's also some stats on this too. So yeah, just a little bit better player with more options. Okay. And also when you right click, let's see, I saw this too. Sometimes, I haven't always been successful in getting this, you can get thumbnails at different intervals in the video. So this is if I wanted to start at 7:04 in the video, or 26, and then it'll start it right at that part of the video. So a little easier to navigate. Okay. This next series of features has to do with different activities, and the choice activity has been updated. So if I go to my choice, I have one in here, we can kind of look at that. And I have one here set up. And it has a more dynamic look for the responses, and it kind of changes. And so if I save this, then yeah, and it shows like that. Now also with the choice, it does have a new feature that if you wanted, as the site admin, to choose for somebody, you can do that now. And I'm not sure what the use case would be, but you can do it for somebody. Maybe if they were ill and you needed to put people in groups, sometimes choice is used for grouping or for having people choose a project or something, and then you can see who's where. You could do that now. Okay, so you can make a selection on behalf of the students if you're a site admin. All right, another feature that's been added is the ability to lock discussion boards after a period of inactivity. And again, I'm not entirely sure what the use case is yet. I'm sure they'll evolve, or the people that develop it had an idea. But if you have a reason to do that, what you can do is go to your discussion board, edit settings, and now discussion locking appears. Do not lock, or if there hasn't been any activity after a certain amount of time, you can lock it, okay? And you can designate what the time period should be, okay? Another enhancement is to the assignments activity, so we'll look at that next and show you what they've improved there. So we will go to, well, let's go here. I have an assignment in here. And an assignment, they now have, they've made it easier for individual and group overrides. So what that means is, if you have certain settings on your assignment, like maybe it's due by a certain date, you can override some of the criteria that have been set for everybody, either at an individual or group level. So if I go to user overrides, I can add my user override. I can select the user. So we'll say that person. I can change the due dates, for example. And any other things that I've set up for everybody else can be overridden. Okay, so that's another feature. I think it's saying I have to at least change something. Okay, let's try that before I can save. Let's see if it'll take that. So it did. And so Tammy Frame has different criteria for the assignment than everybody else. And if you have groups going on in your course, you can do it that way too. Another feature in an activity that's been enhanced is the workshop. And so now what you can do with the workshop is you can export it to a portfolio like Mahara. And so if we go to this one, I don't have this site set up to single sign-on and all the settings that you need to link to a portfolio, but I'll show you where it was. If I were to have done my submission, so let's say here's my submission, and either a teacher or a student can export this, then here would be all of the criteria and what people said and what they gave me. And there's a button under here if I had this set up to a portfolio that says export to portfolio, and you pull down the portfolio name and it will export that all to my portfolio. So that's kind of cool as another piece of evidence. Okay. Another feature that has been enhanced is rubrics. So let's see, let's go to my rubrics. I have let's see, do have a section with the rubric that we can look at. There it is. We'll go there. And you can now add negative numbers to your rubric. And so let's see here, where did I go to do that? And then under here, under advanced grading, we'll edit my current rubric. So instead of 0 points, let's say I wanted that to be -1. That would now take it where in the past it wouldn't. Okay, so I'll put that back to 0. But that's a new thing that it does. Okay, my last thing that I'm kind of excited about is LTI, and they've I guess, made it more interoperable. So LTI means that you can take something from another course or from another site, and if it's LTI compatible, you can share it within one of your courses. And so I've seen it where sometimes people do, let's say, a blog in WordPress, and they want that to show up in their course. They can LTI it. Or maybe there's an element that you have, like, let's say, a feedback evaluation, and you want to share that in multiple courses and not have to remake it, and you want all the data to feed into one. You could LTI it. And for LTI to work, the first thing you need to do is, let's go to my course here, is you have to decide what it is that you want to share. And first of all, there are some settings at the site level that have to be set up for you to enable LTI. But assuming that's done, then what you would do is, let's see here, you would go under enrollment options, yeah, which is a little, that took me a while to get used to. So if I go under to my course admin, under users, enrollment methods, under here, you would pick an LTI tool, okay? Then you can choose if it's going to be the entire course or if it's going to be an activity in the course. Let's say I'm going to share that. And I'll just call it PDF so I know. And then how long it's going to be enabled, how many users, what their roles are going to be. It generates a secret that we'll need in a little bit, and we'll add method, okay? Now the next part, it's sort of a three-part process, is you have to go to your course admin tools to the published as LTI tools. So now I have published these tools to be LTI'd elsewhere, and it could be in another LMS, it could be in a whole other Moodle site. Whatever it's almost sort of like a window or a mirror into that other course where you share it, and it still resides in the original place, but the user doesn't have to log in again, and it's included in their course. So then there are three pieces of information that you have that you're going to need. So you might cut and paste these and put them somewhere. You're going to need the registration URL, the cartridge URL, and the secret. Okay. So then the third place is part 3 is to go to the place where you want to have the LTI published asset appear. And so let's say I go to this course, and what you're going to do, and it will look like this, is you're going to add a resource or activity, and you're going to add an external tool, I believe it's called. Yeah, it looks like the puzzle piece. And then you'll add it, and then you're going to put in the name, that URL, and the pieces that you're going to put in here, like the secret key goes in here. What I am noticing when they say improved LTI2 tool, LTI2 is sort of like a universal standard that's been upgraded. Moodle is now compliant with it, and there's a lot more options that you could put in here as you share things. But basically, for it to work, you just need those 3 pieces of information. But there's a lot more things that you can configure than there was before. So those are kind of the highlights of new and exciting things that are in Moodle 3.2. Does anybody have any questions that I can try and answer? I'm kind of excited. I think the tour, LTI, importing competencies, really add some important functionality to make this a world-class LMS. Okay. While you're thinking of questions, I'd like to just highlight some of our upcoming webinars. If you go to www.eclassforlearning.com, we have some upcoming webinars all the way through August scheduled. So a lot of them are on Tatara, which is our LMS that has a lot of advanced tracking and reporting capabilities. Today was Moodle 3.2. I'm excited about this one on August 10th, Designing Courses for Bright, Technical, and Busy People. So that one might be of interest to this audience as well. If you are considering an LMS and you're looking for more reporting and tracking than Moodle has, you might want to join one of our Totara LMSs or even request a demo on our website as well. So thanks so much for joining us today, and like I said, I will be sending a copy of the recording to everyone who signed up today.